I really appreciate. Sorry, I wanted to let that that voice go. I really appreciate you letting me come in and speak with you guys today. I'll try to keep it brief. I have a few slides, but I don't have to go into extreme detail on all of them. And feel free to interrupt and ask questions in the in between if necessary. So, just as Renee said, I am Rin and I partner with the University of Minnesota. I represent a portfolio of different master's programs, and I'm just here to kind of let you know about what's available to you in terms of benefits and support at the U, and kind of how that can help support your career growth, whether you're transitioning or hoping to move up within your current role. There's always different options available to you through educational advancement. So this is just a slide that shows the different programs that I represent. Some of the most popular are going to be the online MBA, the Masters of Applied Business Analytics, which is a more analytical, data-driven, STEM-focused business degree, as well as different taxation. We also have different graduate certificates, which are going to be 12 units of master's level courses, but maybe not the full commitment of a master's program. And so you can take a concentrated course of study in a specific topic and then transfer that into a master's program later, should you feel that you want to pursue that. It's not on the slide, but it's upcoming in fall. There's an AI for business graduate certificate that covers a lot about AI, responsible uses of it, how to use it competitively in business, etc. We have analytics, we have finance, entrepreneurship, leadership, management, etc. There's a variety of different types of concentrations you can choose, and all of those courses are also available as elective courses through an MBA. So should you want to pursue something specific to the career path that you're going for, you have every opportunity to do so. We pride ourselves in being one of the top 10 military-friendly business schools. I'll discuss a little bit more details in the upcoming slides, but we do a lot to support reassimilating into an academic setting and transitioning those military skills into civilian ones. About 13% of the online MBA students are actually former military members or military affiliated. 87% of the 2023 military graduates accepted employment offers within 3 months of graduating from the program. Here is a little bit about the financial benefits and support that you have through the university. So the application fee is 100% waived for military affiliated students. The Carlson School offers a 15% military discount for military affiliated students, and you can apply that with any benefits that you get from the state, from federal, etc. That's just the benefit that we give you coming from the school. There's also different scholarships that are available to you depending on your merit or your background or your history. And that's something that program specialists are able to walk you through while you're working on admissions. We also have personalized support to help navigate those said benefits and different via the One Stop office on campus. They are available through phone, email, virtual appointment, in-person appointments. Want to be as accessible as possible to help you get those benefits. You may also qualify for $15,000 through the Minnesota GI Bill for students who reside in Minnesota. That's a bill that some people actually didn't know about because they think of the federal benefits, and so those who reside within Minnesota are also eligible for that Minnesota GI Bill. Other support options are going to be the federal tuition assistance, post 9/11 bill, Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, the MGIB SR, and the Yellow Ribbon Program. We also want to support not only financially, but holistically across kind of your educational experience. And so we have a military and veterans club, and that supports networking across all branches. That club hosts professional development workshops, social gatherings, and different community building events. And so that way you can kind of find a home in within the program as well across students across the university. And then this was mentioned earlier, but again, we do have those career services that help transition your current skills into a successful civilian leadership career. And I'll talk a little bit about that in an upcoming slide as well. I'm going to briefly discuss why you would choose the Minnesota Carlson for education. So a big thing is that we are AACSB accredited with a global reputation. We were ranked the number six best part-time MBA according to the US News and World Report. A big draw for a lot of students is our network of 55,000 alumni worldwide. So let's say you are career transitioning or you're just looking to kind of reach out to different industries or different businesses, you can tap into that alumni network, and usually any business that you can think of will typically have someone who's at least connected or knows someone else who maybe works there, and you can kind of be connected that way through the alumni network. We have different global immersion, enrichment opportunities, and skill-based curriculum focused on leadership, analytics, and strategy. Brief topic about admissions. So you do have that work experience requirement, and almost every student who comes from a military background qualifies for that work experience requirement. You don't have a minimum GPA to apply, there's no GMAT required. However, if you or maybe have concerns about your GPA, you're more than welcome to supply a GMAT score to help bolster your application. And then there's different online and hybrid options depending on what suits your needs better and suits your lifestyle better. And we offer a lot of flexibility in completing your MBA because we understand that you may have a full-time or part-time job. You may have family commitments, you may have personal commitments. And so we want to offer a lot of flexibility in terms of how long you can take while taking these courses. And so you can go anywhere from 2.5 years to as long as 7 years. Generally, people do it in about 3.5 years, but there's a lot of flexibility there available to you. So specifically for military affiliated students, there's a lot of admission support. So you would work with someone in the program to do a one-on-one interview, and they can kind of help support your goals, find answers to any questions you have, and just give you a lot of guidance about those different benefits that you have available to you, kind of understand um, what the maximum benefits you can have and understand kind of what your career path and what you would want to focus on, etc. We can also help you with things such as gathering transcripts and just making the application process as straightforward as possible for you. This is my favorite slide. So this talks about the different alumni achievements and kind of the return on investment that you would get from completing one of these programs. So for the class of 2025, we did a employment report, and that basically looked at students who graduated from that class, and it looked at where they were before the start of the program and where they were about 3 to 4 months post graduation. And so the average salary for that cohort was 139,384. On average, there was a 40% increase in salary from the program start to 4 months post-grad. 68% of those individuals who graduated in that class reported a significant job change within 4 months post-grad, and just over half, 51% of people either changed levels or were promoted within 4 months post-graduation. So it just goes to show that the degree definitely can bolster and impact your career directly as soon as you graduate. And even while you're working through the courses, anything that you learn in those courses, you could, of course, bring to work the very next day. And yeah, that's all I have for you. So if anyone's particularly interested, I have a little QR code form where you can submit some information. You could also feel free to text, call, or email me, and all I would need is your full name, your email address, and your phone number, and then I'd be able to connect you with a program specialist. Um, if you yourself are not personally interested and you have maybe a colleague, a family member, a friend who might be interested, we love your referrals, so I'd be happy to also connect them should you have their information. But yeah, I would love to be a resource to anyone who's considering continuing education and advancing their careers. Feel free to reach out to me to, do personal meetings, one-on-ones, etc. Like I'm always available and happy to help. So, thank you so much.
That's great. Can you put that screen back up
Yeah.
that you just had on with, yeah, that one. I want to just take a picture of that real quick. There you go. Questions for Rin. We're still recording, so if you have anything more of a personal nature, we'll take those questions once we end the recording. But if there's something that in general people might want to know more about,
Yeah, this is
Please
cool.
post the QR code if you would.
Yeah, I will send Renee after this a copy of the PowerPoint and also a link to the Microsoft Forms, just to make it easy and convenient.
Great, thank you.
So I was just going to ask real quick too, it's for veterans only. Is it for veteran spouses or does the spouse have to be a veteran also?
So it would depend on specifically what benefit you're looking at. So to my knowledge, the 15% discount is specifically for the military affiliated student. However, the one-stop office in our enrollment team does work with spouses and dependents, etc., and they'd be able to find out like anything regarding what federal, state bills, etc., can support funding for that education for that individual.
All right, thanks.
Does it support the guard also?
Generally, I can go back. Sorry, let me stop sharing this screen and look for a different screen.
It should because it's set Minnesota GI Bill on it. I'm pretty sure that's only guards. So
Okay.
I also have a few flyers that kind of just have a little bit more about benefits that I'm happy to also share with Renee after this, but I'll go ahead and screen share this one for you. Um, so this is just the flyer that kind of talks about the different specific benefits and a little bit more into detail about them. So the Minnesota GI Bill is the one that does also include military service members and veterans, including service members and spouses and children, um, including National Guard and Reserve.
Cool.
And so I have this flyer and one more that I will share with Renee as well.
hey, Ren, I didn't see it on there, but do you do have like a for executives, like for individuals that are like maybe going into executive C-suite positions? Do you have a certificate or a program for that too?
Yeah, let me pull up the programs one more time just to show you.
I may have missed
Carlson actually, oops, sorry, Carlson does have a specific executive MBA. However, I don't personally present that program, but I'm more than happy to get you in contact with Jacqueline Wingfield, who is the woman who works closely with that program. If you feel free to shoot me either a text or an email, I put it in the chat for ease of access, and I can connect you with her.
There's a guy
Yeah,
in my,
my son went through the Carlson MBA program, and Jason, isn't that where you went to?
yeah, I did the supply chain management one.
Yep. And what was your experience there? Only good comments, please. No, I'm just kidding.
I would say it's very accelerated, so know
Mm,
what you're signing up for.
Yeah. The supply chain program is definitely very accelerated. I believe that one's a 12-month program. So that one is very accelerated versus mine are meant to be a lot more flexible for those who, do work full time, family commitments, personal commitments, etc.
that's good to know. And I will say my son was deployed in the middle of the program. So he came back and they got him right back in the swing of it too. So
Nice.
that I thought
Nice.
that was a really great feature, if you will. Um, you know, he was with a different cohort, obviously, but he was able to pick it right up. Other questions? All right.
I think I can't tell if I'm